some stuff out here. I've been trying to do some video and some photo stuff while I'm out here. And what's cool is the Canadian geese have started to make their migration down to the area. So this region that has the wetlands over here, I guess why it was made into being a wildlife refuge, has elk in it, has like a herd of elk that come through and winter in this area, and then it also has like a ton of wetland out here where a bunch of geese and egrets and different birds come through. There's like a bunch of hawks I saw out in this field. There's eagles, like bald eagles, that come through in a pretty high number. I think a little later in the year, or kind of like in like January and February and March is when I see them out here, like down in those fields. I think I maybe talked about it last year, where these this field, you just see like 6 or 7 bald eagles floating out in the line of trees out by the creek side, and then they would kind of come out, fly around, kind of be competitive with each other, sort of do loops around each other, try and get carrion that had, I don't know, been left out in the field somewhere. So it's kind of weird to see like how these birds kind of act and how they operate and stuff. But that's cool about coming out of this wildlife refuge areas. It's really not too far from the downtown area of where I'm living, and just a couple minutes outside of it, you can hop over and check out some wildlife stuff. I haven't seen any elk out yet today. I have recently, but I thought that I'd see him out here when I was driving around, and I haven't been able to spot any. I bet it's kind of one of those things, if you're out here for the full day, like either dawn till dusk, you'll probably come up across more than if you're just driving through in the afternoon. But it's cool, yeah. A lot of noisy birds out there, a lot of noisy geese and stuff that I'm hearing out on the wetland and stuff. But it was cool. Earlier I was driving and I saw a coyote. It wasn't a very big one. He was probably like, I don't know, maybe 30 pounds or so, maybe 20, 30 pounds. But he seemed like it was in there, but it still seemed like a pretty small little critter. It's kind of fun though. Yeah, he's a bright-eyed, kind of fluffy, has a winter coat, kind of perked up, and it was a coyote. He ran across the street, kind of right out in front of me, about, I don't know, 50, 60 feet or so, and then posted up about 15 feet off into the brush and the forest on the side, and then kind of pointed his ears up and then looked over at me and was kind of trying to scope me out. So I threw a couple coyote whinnies at him, little woo, 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 woo. So trying to sound like a coyote at him, and then he kind of looked inquisitively at me like, what is going on? Am I supposed to talk to this guy? And so then he started trotting off, and then I hooted at him again, and then he turned around and looked at me, and then he was like, I had enough of this guy, and then he started to take off. But yeah, saw a coyote out here kind of hanging out. Is going about his coyote business this afternoon, but it's kind of cool getting to come out and check out the stuff of the wildlife refuge. So I don't know, maybe we'll see some of the cool stuff out here, but it's cool coming out here, checking out the Canadian geese and their migration down, and kind of seeing, like, I guess how the different birds and stuff come through, and sort of how they use this landscape throughout the different parts of the year. I think that there's some hunting opportunities out here. Like, I was just reading a sign that said, like, there's a couple elk tags available for management of this wildlife refuge area and its region. I think there's like, I don't know, 5 or 10 tags a year or something to hunters that want to do hunt on this land. And then I think there's like some other kind of discrete bird hunting opportunities to happen out here too, which sounded kind of interesting. I just bought a recreation pass the other day. I don't know if you guys know what that is, like a, I don't know, like a U.S. Fish and Wildlife or U.S. Forest Service recreation pass is the one that I bought. I think it was $30. I was kind of looking around at it,